All right, we're here at Heart Media Day with head coach Justin Rees and senior point guard Caitlin Modesett. Coach, we'll start with you. This being your first year at Baker, how are things coming together for the team as they get closer to the start of the season?
We're about 15 practices in right now for us. We kind of took our preseason a little bit longer than most teams, but right now we're coming together pretty well. We've kind of had an early patch with some injury issues like most teams do, and obviously the kids learning to kind of adapt to a new system, if you will. Didn't want to blow the whole thing up, but we need to add some new things on the defensive side and hopefully take advantage of their offensive talents that they already bring. So I think they're buying in really well. We're off to a good start now that we've gotten most of our kids back, and I like our progress so far.
All right, Coach, you coached in the Heart of America before at Missouri Valley College. Where would you rank the Heart of America compared to other conferences within the NAIA?
Sure, that's kind of tough in the sense of, how many of those different teams we've had the chance to play, but I can just speak to my knowledge of how many of our teams in the Heart go to the tournament every year, and it's 4 to 5. So I think that speaks to the strength of this conference. It's got to be one of the top ones in the country. I know when I'm talking to parents and recruits and other people across the country, they definitely speak pretty highly of the Heart, so I know we're a minimum in the top 3 or 4 in the country, if not the top 1 or 2. And again, it speaks to the depth of our league. Every night we got to go out there and play. We're playing for a tournament berth every single night against every team. So I like that. It was one of the reasons I wanted to come back to this league, and I'm excited about the challenges.
All right, Caitlin, you led the team last year with 14.9 points per game. How do you see yourself carrying that over into the 2018-19 season?
I see myself kind of filling in roles maybe I didn't fill last year, maybe perhaps not focusing so much on points, perhaps if it's focusing on assists or just playing together as a team, stuff like that, not necessarily raw statistics, but different areas of the game. Of course, that's something I'm always going to look at just because I'm scoring mentality, but other than that, I think focusing on other areas is pretty important this year.
Yeah, Coach, Caitlin played a big role for the team last year. Kind of how do you see, or what do you expect from her this season, both on and off the court?
Well, she spoke a little bit to it right off the bat. Her and I chatted when I first got here and spoke about a little bit about expectations and kind of the role. She's going to have to play both roles. That scoring role is going to be just as important as it has been for her in the past. But now there's a new leadership role. And not that she wasn't a leader in the past, but now I needed to be more vocal about it and be more of a leader by example on top of that. So bringing all those characteristics into one, put a little bit more pressure on her. And then on top of that, I want her to be even more of a playmaker. I think she has that ability when I got a chance to watch her, and now that I've seen her even more in practice. So there's a ton of pressure if you want to look at it that way. My expectations are pretty high. That being said, she's got the talent and she's got the work ethic to do that, so I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings.
Caitlin, practice started just a few weeks ago. How do you see the team coming together as the season gets closer?
It's going really well. I think that we have a lot of new faces, not just with coaching, but players as well. And it was really exciting to finally get on the court. Preseason, like you said, lasted a little longer, but it really helped our chemistry and kind of getting to know each other. And so that's been pretty good. Each day it's something new. Each day we're learning each other. Each day we're learning something new on the court too. So it's been a ride. It's going to be a ride. And it's going to be really exciting.
Coach, last year the team started winning 6 of their first 7 games. How important is it to you to get the season started off on a strong note?
Sure, I think it's important in a lot of aspects, and not just about winning the games, but just seeing successes on the floor and little wins, little things that kind of build us when we're actually peaking at the right time. Because we might not come out of the blocks, at 100 miles an hour, learning a new system, getting new players involved, trying to make sure, and our seniors, leaders, kind of falling into those roles and positions they really haven't done before. So I think it's more about the building process for us. Sure, it'd be great if we can come out and win our first 6 or 7 or 7 in a row or whatever the case may be. It's always a great thing, and it helps you, kind of build that early, wherewithal and getting some attention, whether it be the top 25 or even within the Heart. But I'm more looking for the small wins and building our team chemistry and buying into the system so we can actually build our momentum and be ready to peak at the conference tournament time.
Caitlin, Heart of America is a very strong conference. What do you guys need to do this year to compete towards the top of the conference?
I think someone asked me that toward the beginning whenever I started playing here a long time ago.
It has been a long time.
But, they would say, who are you playing tonight? How's it looking? And honestly, like you said, with this conference, every single team is going to be a new game, no matter who it is, who is returning and who's not. Just take it game by game, really. And each accomplishment is going to go with that. And I think that just keep building up. And like you said, being ready by the time when it matters most is going to matter a lot. So.
Coach, kind of the same question for you. What needs to be done to be competitive in the Heart of America Conference?
It's enjoying those small wins. You know, we actually had a really good, example of that yesterday in practice, just talking about making sure we get hyped up about the small things, whether it's a steal in practice or we executed right and got the right shot in the right basket, got the right rotation defensively, things like that, making sure we're getting excited about those little details so we can build on those to when, again, we're peaking at the right time. And then the biggest thing on top of that, we kind of mentioned this in our Heart kind of preseason profile, if you will, is we're going to go as far as our seniors take us, and then building in our newcomers around that. So I think those three things, as you look at it, will kind of be the key to our success. And that's what I'm looking for the most. I mean, like I said, it'd be great to come out of the blocks and get some W's right off the bat, but I got to look more long-term. Our team needs to look more long-term and making sure we're ready for the Heart tournament.
All right, here with Justin Rees and Caitlin Modesett. Thank you.